We are live from the Spero Clinic with an amazing graduation today. Stephanie, I'm so proud of you. You worked so hard the time you were here. She's getting through the program fast. She gets to graduate in full remission at full zeros and has worked very hard to get here. So I'm very excited for you. You get to go live your life with your girls and be a mom to them. And I couldn't be more proud. So I'll give you the floor.
Okay. I want to take you all on a journey, not just through the past 6 months that led me to the Spero Clinic, but through the years that brought me here. Because illness doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It builds layer upon layer, trauma upon trauma, until the body can't hold anymore. For years, I pushed through. I survived, adapted, and kept going. But my body had been keeping score. And 6 months ago, it finally collapsed under the weight of everything that I had been carrying. It started with bilateral ear infections on September 6, 2024. 2 days later, the electrical shocks began. My face burned, my nerves fired off like a live wire, and suddenly my world was unrecognizable. And I lost my spot. The pain was relentless, debilitating. It stole my ability to function, to care for my children, to be me. I did what we're all taught to do. I turned to doctors for help. My primary care physician had no answers. The neurologist had no solutions. 2 neurosurgeons told me there was nothing to be done, that this was my life now, pain, suffering, and no way out. I was diagnosed with atypical bilateral trigeminal neuralgia. The electrical shocks I felt in every region of my face had no cure, no fix, no hope. But they were wrong because God had other plans. Let me take you back again. In January 2021, I went through a divorce and began co-parenting my daughter. By August, I found out that I was pregnant again with my second daughter. That same month, my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. In April 2022, I gave birth to my daughter. It's this one. She was tiny, just 4 pounds, 1 ounce, and spent 21 days in the NICU. 2 days after her birth, I was readmitted with postpartum eclampsia. At 6 weeks old, my baby was diagnosed with COVID-19, which also led to pneumonia. She was hospitalized as she required extra support to recover. Then again, at 5 months old, she got sick, this time with RSV and pneumonia. This time she was life-flighted to the PICU in Little Rock, Arkansas. In November 2022, I got this gut feeling, the strongest urge that I had to go see my dad. I flew to California with my youngest, while my oldest stayed home because of school. Within 2 days of arriving, my father entered hospice care. I promised him I would stay. For 3 weeks, by myself, I cared for my baby and my dad. I was determined to help him transition from this life with peace and grace. And then I lost my dad, my best friend. I came home to Arkansas and I grieved a lot. Eventually, I decided to pursue a new goal of becoming a registered nurse. I was in my final semester before applying to nursing school, and that's when it happened, a random bilateral ear infection. 2 days later, the shocks began. I got the TN diagnosis, the pain that no one could explain, no one could fix. My body had finally had enough. There were nights I begged my mom to take me to the emergency room. The pain was excruciating, beyond what I ever thought a human body could endure. But she didn't take me, and honestly, what was the point? I had been before. I had sat in those cold, sterile rooms, desperate for help, only to be told there was nothing that they could do. They'd pass me off a few opioids, medications that did absolutely nothing. There was no relief, again, no answers, just more suffering. And I was truly terrified of what that suffering might lead to. Trigeminal neuralgia is referred to as a suicide disease for a reason. There were moments when I didn't think I could take another second of it. The pain was relentless, all-consuming. The wind brushing against my face, the simple act of talking, eating, brushing my teeth, every single thing triggered violent electrical shocks. Simply existing triggered the pain. And when there is no escape from pain, your mind starts searching for one. But somehow, by the grace of God, I held on. Even when I was convinced my life was over, He had a plan I couldn't see. He made a way when every doctor told me there was none. And that's what led me to Spero. God placed people in my life at exactly the right time. He led me to my friend Kelly, a Spero graduate who shared her story with me and encouraged me to come. He provided the resources I needed to attend. He made a way when it felt impossible. I'm fortunate enough to live 37 minutes away from the clinic. I feel incredibly blessed. I came here ready to fight. I was committed to healing. Healing isn't passive. It isn't something that just happens to you. The work here can be physically and emotionally grueling. It takes everything you have. Sometimes it breaks you down before it builds you back up. You have to face things you've buried deep. The physical demands and effects of some of the treatments are really tough at times. You just have to remember to keep breathing. You have to show up every single day, even when you don't want to, even when you doubt it's working, even when it feels possible. It truly takes grit. But healing isn't just about the physical body. The truth is, I didn't just come here to heal my nervous system. I came here to heal all of me. For the first time, I'm also doing the inner work. At the same time that I started at the Spero Clinic, I started working with a therapist to process the lifelong traumas I've experienced. They've endured a lot in life, from childhood trauma, a history of severe drug addiction, and even a near-fatal suicide attempt when I was 21 years old. I carry scars from a past I used to try to bury deep inside me, but I realized I can't heal from what I refuse to face. And so I'm doing the work, not just to recover physically, but emotionally and mentally too. My girls and I deserved this second chance. When I was sick, I wasn't the mom I used to be. Most days I was locked away in my room, unable to function, unable to parent, completely disconnected from my children. They didn't have their mother. I was just a shadow of who I used to be. But now they have me back. Because of Spero, I am present again. I can hold them without fear of pain. I can play, laugh, and be the mother that they deserve. I fought for healing, not just for me, but for them. To my girls, Wiley and Raylan, I love you more than words can ever say. I am honored to be your mother. Thank you for never giving up on me. I know that the past 6 months have been different and not the best, but I promise you, the three of us are unstoppable now, and we're going to do big things. Wiley, today is your 10th birthday. I cannot think of a better gift that I could give you other than getting to be your mama again. To my mom, there are no words that I can compose to truly justify my gratitude for you. You stepped in when I couldn't. You helped raise my girls. You kept me going when I wanted to give up. I know these past 6 months have been incredibly difficult and that they have taken their toll. But the worst is behind us, and I can't wait to make more beautiful memories with you. Thank you for supporting us and sacrificing. Thank you for your perseverance, your dedication, and for loving me unconditionally throughout all the bullshit, throughout all the years. To the Spero team, thank you for believing in healing when no one else did. Thank you for giving people like me a second chance. Thank you for giving me my body, I messed up. Thank you for giving my body the support and tools that it needed to find remission. And to anyone still fighting, don't listen when they tell you there's no hope. You are not broken. Your body is not betraying you. It is trying to protect you the only way it knows how. Healing is possible. I am proof. And above all else, God is faithful.